And she sends me this video. And I'm going to see if I have this video. I think I sent it to our website. And that is givinguptheghost.podcast@gmail.com.
Yes, it is.
It is. And hint, hint, hint. And I sent this to our video so we could review it. And you see this big ass floating orb. It's the biggest orb I have ever seen. It had to have been bigger than somebody's head. And it's floating in the direction outside the kitchen doorway to where that closet is. I shit you not.
Shut up. Oh my God. Well, Reagan, did you look into the house information?
I did, but unfortunately, when the house was built, excuse me, and it's in North Kildonan, and when the house was built, the records at that point, the Henderson Directory, didn't exist anymore as a public record. So unfortunately, and I did our deep dive. I did our usual like we do, right? You know, I checked all the resources that we normally do when we check out houses, and unfortunately there's nothing. But you know, the newspapers and stuff, they won't necessarily report on anything anymore. Very limited. Well, just for discretion. I mean, they can't legally, if you know somebody were to pursue it, and you know, you don't want freaks coming at your door and saying, "Come on, check out your house. I heard it was on it." Right? You don't want that. Nobody wants that. No. But some of the other things she told me was quite freaky. So then when I asked her, "Do you recall anything else that's ever happened?" And then she says to me, well, she says, there was this time where we had my mom staying at the house for the dog or dogs. I can't remember if she had one or two at that time. They had gone on a vacation on holiday, so the mom was staying at the house.
Dog sitting.
Dog sitting the mom in the house. Not the dog sitting the mom, but the mom's. So I guess she was sitting there. It was the day that her and her husband was supposed to return back from their trip. And the mom's there with the dog. And then suddenly, the door chime goes off. Like, oh, they're home. Right? But there's no noise, and the dog didn't react again. The dog didn't react like somebody was home.
Maybe it's a really shitty guard dog.
Sherry. So the mom goes to investigate. She goes to the front door. She looks, and the door is open about a foot, and nobody's there. And it was locked.
It's open?
It's open, and it was locked, right?
Okay,
so
that's creepy.
So her mom then just automatically goes and closes the door, goes back to wherever she was sitting in the house and waits.
I'd be shitting.
And then about 5 minutes later, the door chime goes off again. But this time it's the back door. So she goes to the back door and she takes a look. That door is open about a foot, unlocked.
Shut up. Okay.
And she noped out of there. She took the dog. She took the dog, she locked up the house, and she got the F out of there, right? Her mom ain't no dummy. Nope, ain't no part of that. And then I guess when Kim and her husband came home, they come home to a pitch black house, there's no lights on, there's no mom, there's no dog, so she's panicking. She phones her mom. Her mom's like, what happened? Like, why aren't you here? And her mom's freaking out, and she says, I am never stepping another foot in that fucking house again.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Now,
that's scary.
That's unnerving, just for the fact that you know the doors are actually physically locked. And I do know the proximity of where she is, and it's actually on not a main thoroughfare, but it's a very, very busy street. So it'd be busy enough of a street that you would know to automatically lock your door every time.
Oh, yeah.
You would make it a habit, you know?
Yeah.
So now, this is where it gets even creepier. Let's take it another level. So Kim is home.
No.
Wait till you see this. Wait till you hear this one.
Okay.
So Kim's home by herself with the dog, right? So the dog has to go out, right? So she goes to them. I guess it's like getting evening, you know, like it's progressing into darkness a little bit, right? So she's walking through the house, flip, as she's walking through the rooms to the back part of her house, to the back door, to let the dog out. Flip, all the lights on as she's going through the house, right? She goes to let the dog out. No sooner she lets the dog out and closes the door. I don't know if she locked it or not, but no sooner she closes the door to the back, she turns around and all the lights are off.
Oh no.
And she knew.
No. I would shit. I don't know.
And at this point,
Either.
she knows she flicked the lights on because it was getting dark.
You can't
you know,
see, you know.
Flick, 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 right? And I guess because, you know, I know myself having a dog, you're so involved when you let the dog out. You kind of like peek your head out, you look around. For me, it's make sure there's no rabbits that could die, you know. But I mean, generally you flick the light on to let the dog out, you know, for the backyard light. And I'll cast an eye outside just to make sure everything's cool, you know, because I'm letting my fur baby out, right? Yeah. So I would not pay attention as to what's going on behind me in the house. Like I probably wouldn't even notice the lights flicking off, you know? No, I know. You know? So she thought that was very weird. She thought that was very unnerving, right? Yeah. So after, of course, so she goes back through the house and she flicks the lights on again, right? Uh-huh. And then she goes to sit down and the lights are off. Again. Oh, come on. Yeah. How can she be living there? I would shit my pants. I don't even know what I'd do. I know. Seriously. Seriously. You would get a feel. I'd be living like... I'd be living in anxiety every day. Like, seriously. And it gets worse. Are you ready for this? Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait till you hear this. Oh my God. Now I'm not going to be able to sleep. It's daylight, man. Get over it. You just won't nap today now. Oh, I probably won't. So she goes back to let the dog in. It's all good. Mm-hmm. Lights are on, lets the dog in. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this was the same day or not, because, like I said, some of the details are fuzzy. But on an instance where one time she goes to let the dog in, right? Uh-huh. Dog comes in. Now, she had said that she had taught her dog, I guess this was a previous dog, not the one she has currently. She had taught the dog, you know, you do tricks, sit, lay down, beg, roll over, get me a beer. I don't know, you know, you teach your dog tricks, right? Yeah. So I guess this dog would do this little dance for a cookie. Hold a cookie over its nose, and the dog would do a little dance, right? Like, like, you know, it would go, you know, with the nails, right? It'd do its little dance, it would twirl, and get a cookie. So she goes to let the dog in. She comes and sits back on her couch, and the way her couch is situated, it sort of borders, I guess, the wallway to the kitchen, right? So at an angle in your peripheral vision, you would kind of be able to see the kitchen, right? If you're sitting on this spot in front of her. I haven't been there. This is just what she's telling. Okay. So she's sitting there, and then all of a sudden, she hears the dog do this. Doing the dance? And she goes and she turns and she looks, and the dog is doing the dance as if somebody was dangling a cookie over its face. For no reason on its own. The dog is in cahoots with the ghost now. What is the dog getting for a treat? That's why the dog isn't barking when shit is happening. I don't know. Invisible cookies. And I don't have anything against little dogs. They're not my preference. I'm a bigger dog person, and this is the kind of shit that sounds like it's a little dog, but no, apparently like it's a bigger breed dog, like a 60, 70 pounder. Really? Yeah. So, you know, like I'm not picking and choosing my dogs. I'm just saying that, like, larger dogs are a little bit more sensible in my, you know, whereas the little dogs are a little more neurotic, and they're a little more yappier, and they're a little more, you know, whatever. Yeah. But the bigger dogs, you don't mess with the bigger dogs, you know. Yeah, I know, but yeah. See, but the big dog's getting invisible cookies, so the big dog's like, yeah, okay, come on, come in the house, because I know you're going to give me these invisible fucking cookies. Yeah, just, you know, like I said, it's not a good guard dog because it's in cahoots. Right? Anyway. See, a cat wouldn't put up with that shit. No, I'm just kidding. A cat would be like, what are you doing? Okay, so. You're not giving me groceries or treats. Go away. So this shit gets weirder now. I'm serious. Now, this is all started. It's almost like as soon as she got this video camera, things have awoken up in the house. Okay. So everything I've told you up until now, aside from the video camera going off, that was in the past, right? Because I'm like, are you sure there's not something more? Like, you know, I'm triggering her memory. And I can see, you know, like if it's a little traumatic, you have to live there every day. You have to live there. You have to breathe there. You have to eat there. You have to sleep there. You don't want to have to think about it. You don't want to have to dwell on it, right? No. So you can you kind of compartmentalize it, and you put in that little spot in the back of your head that you won't forget, but you don't want to necessarily remember. Right? No, it's like watching a fucking scary movie right before bedtime, right? You don't
So let's think about it now.
Right. Right.
I know.
So I can see her not connecting all these dots to a certain degree because, I mean, like, here's a businesswoman, she's sensible, you know, she's got to keep her practicality about her. And I mean, there's that certain part of us that all kind of dies as well once we become adults, you know, and like we've said before, you're more exposed to the world, you know, what's right, what's wrong, blah, blah, blah.
That can't be real. Blah,
yeah, you try and reason, optimistic skeptics, like the whole gamut, right? So now as soon as she gets this camera, shit starts happening again. So, you know, she tells me all the past stuff, she tells me all the recent stuff, and, you know, she gets a feel in the house now again and stuff, and then I check up on her every other week or so, and I'm, how's things this week? Like, I'm the, you know, I'm the paranormal psychiatrist. How's things going now? I'm the therapist, right? I mean, she doesn't need a therapist. I'm just saying, I just feel bad, and I don't care what kind of person you are, like, to live with this kind of stuff. I don't want anybody to ever think that they're just going to be brushed off. Like, is everything okay?
No.
You know, has there been anything else, you know? And so she, so she has said, well, she says, she goes, you know what? And sometimes she'll come up into my cubicle and tell me an odd little thing. And those things I have kind of forgotten. You know, I should have probably written them down. Mm-hmm. So now this is where shit gets real. Real fast, real creepy. Real freaky.
Oh no.
This is the stuff, you can't write this shit, okay? So, no, but what I'm going to tell you, you can't make this shit up, okay? So, her and her husband, they carpool, right? They come home.
Right.
You do your thing, you walk through the house, you take off your shoes, you put down your mail, you put down your purse, your bag, you walk through the house. And she walks towards the kitchen, passing the entrance to the dining room.
Okay.
And then she's thinking, what the fuck? Out of the corner of your eye, so you backtrack, you look. Here is her, probably a 300-pound, beautiful, I'm going to assume elegant, you know, she's got some taste, you know, based on what I know.
Right.
Huge ass dining room table, you know, the kind that sits like, you know, 8 people or more, right?
Oh, yeah.
In 3 sections, huge ass, probably 300 pounds, 8 chairs or whatever, you know, solid ass wood. The stuff you pay a few thousand in the store. But trust me, when I was trying to sell my grandparents' stuff, it's really hard to sell because it's very heavy and very large, right?
And it's huge,
And it's huge. Well, isn't the table shoved about 3 or 4 feet back into the room to the point where the chairs behind it are tipped backwards but not falling over?
What?
And she calls her husband and she says, look at this. Look at this. Why is this like this? What happened here? And they were both gone together to work and come back. So, I mean, it's not like anybody's been in the house. It's just they're empty nesters, right? You know?
Right.
And it's like, maybe the dog did it.
Yeah, right.
How can a 60-pound dog just decide to just push that table? It's not going to happen.
No.
It's like something's looking for attention almost, right? It's getting to that point.
Well, yeah.
So she's like, noping out of this, and she's like, fuck this situation. She's like, that's it. We're moving. Okay, she declares this loud in the house. And this is another reason why, on her downtime, I had invited her over here to have the interview. I'm not sure, you know, there's like a confliction with work. I don't know, you know, because she's like in a manager position and stuff. You know, whatever, not my manager, but, you know, maybe that's why she didn't come one evening, just scheduling my schedule, her scheduling. And that was one thing I was very, very careful of. And I said to her, you know, we could have done a phone interview on this, but I really don't, what's happening in your house, I really don't feel comfortable with you talking about it while you're in the house. And she goes, I don't, and she's like, I don't feel comfortable about that either.
Really?
Yeah.
So she's gotten to the point where now she's like, okay, fuck, man, this is getting serious.
So after that incident, and this was like maybe about a month or so ago, she's like, fuck this, we're moving. Now she declares this out loud in the house. We're moving because I can't take this anymore. Like, that's the final. She goes, that is absolutely it. Yeah. So that night, she's whatever, right? Done. So she's on her device. I don't know if it was the computer. I'm not sure if it was the computer or her phone, but either way, it's connected to like the Wi-Fi and all that good electronic stuff, right? Oh, happy Electronics Day, by the way. It's Happy Internet Day today, but every day is Internet Day. Yay! As we're Skyping or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So she gets on her device. So it's that night they came home from the dining room table incident, and she made that declaration, fuck this, we're out of here. they're empty nesters, you know, they could probably move to another end of town closer to where their kids are type deal. You know, like no big whoop, right?
Right.
So she starts looking for